avoid he's trying to avoid the cycle, but in the end, the cycle comes to reclaim him.
No, I thought...
Although he did break it at the very end because he didn't shoot him. Or we don't know.
Don't
we
say
don't
that.
know.
I know.
Yeah, but I mean, shoot who?
But anyway.
I don't know, bugger the spoilers. Bloody...
No, did you like the scene when they're having the conversation in the bathroom? Because Saeed's on the phone.
And the old Jewish guy comes out.
And the old guy comes out and starts talking. Because I'm thinking, they didn't even check the toilets before they start talking about the fact they've got a gun.
And then another guy comes out at the end.
But did you listen to what he was saying to them?
Yes. I got it and I understood the reference.
But that's what I mean. I thought the dialogue of the film was really interesting.
That's why I asked the question, where is the mature men? And he was the only one. And he was trying to give them wisdom, but there wasn't enough of him around. And all he could do was, throw a brick at the crumbling wall.
Well, I mean, even Saeed, his mother's passed away. So there's all these kids hanging around.
Yep.
So you don't even know if they've got parents, where they're staying or anything.
No.
Look,
can we talk a little bit about toxic masculinity?
Go for your life.
Because, I think it's part and parcel of, and I think it is at least as important as the Me Too movement. And in fact, I would go as far to say that it is because of the toxic masculinity that we have a Me Too movement. There wouldn't be the need for a Me Too movement if men knew how to behave themselves anymore. Would you make that? That's a fair assumption, isn't it?
Yes, I do. But men, if they don't have a sense of community, it doesn't even have to be adult men. I mean, they still need that. But when a child's growing up, if they don't have people bringing them up in a loving environment, in a community environment where you say you respect people, you care for people.
Yep.
In other words, if you're just cutting them off so they've only got TV, internet, we don't talk to those people because we're frightened of them. We don't know what they're like. We don't talk to the neighbours. We don't know them. If you bring your child up in that sort of format...
In a kind of anxious sort of...
Fear breeds hate, blah, 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 Paul.
Exactly.
That's what's going to happen.
So I think what we can take from this film is don't be a helicopter parent.
That's not fair. My kids hope... I hope my kids are getting a good sense of community.
Oh, shot over the bow there.
I'd like to think my kids are being brought up in a nice, respectful environment.
They are, I'm sure. Yeah, it's all good.
I'd be very devastated if I thought they weren't. But that's what I mean. In our
they have to learn.
Our school teachers,
on the nail.
Our parents, our librarians, our policemen, our adults, leaders, counsellors,
they have
all
to
these
feel
people,
secure enough to be able to reach out to the community around them.
They need to be able to see the community, know who the community are, talk to people, talk to the neighbour. Who is the neighbour?
And feel responsible to that community.
Well, if they feel like they belong...
That's what's going to keep them... Look, shame is the central part of a moral code. Shame and fear. I know that sounds barbaric.
No, it's all comes back to it. But
that's what it is. That's what it is. And if we take those aspects out and we just go, la, 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 everything's fine and everybody should be allowed to express themselves however they are. And I know that I sound like some archaic dinosaur from the 19th century, but that is the fundamental reason of keeping a society together. That's why they had religions in the first place, to keep a moral... guideline, a consistent uniformity of thought so that everybody was behaving in roughly the same direction, and I genuinely believe that, but you don't need to believe in something like that in order to have a moral code, but you have to have a connection to the community in which you're morally responsible for.
Well, if you have that connection, you feel like you belong, then you'll actually care about everyone in it. People go, oh, these youths, they destroy things, graffiti, attacking people.
Yep.
If they felt like these people were part of them, part of their community that they belong to and own and share, and you wouldn't have this occurring.
No, you're quite right. You're right.
So, I don't know, maybe we need to all think about this. And, I mean, I hate to say it, this sounds really, I don't know if this is right, this is just a thought I'm throwing out there.
Do you know why I said what I said before?
No.
To get you all riled up so that you no, because otherwise you'll take the back step. And when I get you all riled up, and then that brain of yours comes swinging into action, and then God help everybody.
Well, I don't like to offend people if I can help it.
I know, but if you're cranky or angry, then you
passionate.
Yes, then you can speak your mind with more clarity.
Oh, well, I just, you know.
No, don't go all wallflower on me now. You were there, just about there. Come on.
I was just going to say, that's why I think people, councillors,
Yep.
parliament, federal, state, local, whatever, them taking things away from communities like in our local group,
Yep.
where Paul and I live, our local groups like the Woodshed guys who come and can build things out of wood and talk to each other where they can hang out.
The men's shed.
Men's shed, thank you. That's what I wanted to say. They're having trouble because they aren't getting money from our local council to build stuff. Groups for mothers, as in it's hard. All these people need money to assist our community, but they're not getting it.
No,
and because
we're too busy giving taxes to
our
rich corporate.
Federal, state, local governments are going, no, they're going, well, hang on, what do we deem more important? And they're not looking at the bigger picture. They're just going, oh, well, these people don't need that. They can go to their own homes and do it.
That's
but then
right.
if they're doing it in their own home by themselves, you're not getting that sense of community.
If you do not put the money into supporting a community, the community is simply not supported and therefore will crumble.
I mean, and the school programs, I mean, we don't. There's a lot of people who don't like religious schools, and I understand that because religion can be an absolutely
and
terrifying,
yet
awful
both
thing.
Both of us who are atheists are sending our children to religious schools. Go figure. Okay, so we're probably digressing a little bit.
If all the boys that were hanging around in this film in the Haine, because there was a lot of kids just hanging around, they had guidance from teachers, and somewhere to be,
and community,
Yep. There wouldn't have been as much hate, I'm guessing. And a bit more dreams that they could, I can actually get out of this hole.
Well, they just weren't supported, and I think they were, and this is why I keep coming back to the fear, and you just think I'm just making vast, generalised sweeps of...
No.
But, like, these guys are trapped. They're trapped in this hellhole.
Hubert says that.
Yes, they are trapped, and there is no way out for them, and they realise it at their age. And so consequently, they're frightened of this life that they've got laid out in front of them, going to claim them, and which it does.
I mean, Hubert tried because he had the gym there.
He tried to break it, yep.
But he couldn't.
No.
So.
They simply did not have the options available to them. And that's what's happening in a lot of societies at the moment.
Which is very sad.
It is very sad. Look, the film itself, because I haven't really even spoken about the film...
No. What did you think of the actual film?
The actual film itself, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I sat there and I thought, there's a lot to sink your teeth in. And look, I'm sorry, guys, if we've gone rambling off in our own little, la, 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 but, or as Pip would like to say, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. But, it's one of those kind of films that really opens up your mind to larger, more open plan social issues, things that are applicable both, I'm sure that they're very applicable to France because that's where the film is, but it's more applicable than that. It's like Western civilization, and I'm sure it's probably the same for Eastern civilizations.
I was about to say,
what do you do
almost
with
put
your
that
youth?
anywhere.
Yes, if you've got an ongoing downward pressure on young people and all the resources are going to the rich upper class sort of thing, and you've got this ghettoised youth, they're going to rebel. And what are you going to do? You can't just,
beat them with a stick and say, stay.
That's exactly right. And this is what's going to happen, and it's going to keep getting worse. And this is a part of the problem. So, say, for example, in America, there's an awful lot of money being put into militarising the United States police force. They've got tanks in their police force now. What does a police force need with tanks? APCs and things like that. It's really hardcore stuff.
The last riots, like the large riots they had, the way the government dealt with it was to throw more money in the police. As in just get more and more police. And
that's not fixing the problem?
No, it's not.
No.
It's just creating more hate and fear and, yes.
Yeah, unless you're prepared to kill everybody.
Yeah.
You know, and this is I'm going to get in trouble again, and I'm sorry for everybody I'm about to offend, but this is the war on terrorism. Guys, you can't win a war on terrorism. It doesn't work like that. If you invade a country, you know, and we're looking at you in America, you know, well, we are. They keep doing it. And we keep following them like the idiots we are.
So you can't just say America. I think you can say...
Oh, well, okay. Who else is invading people?
Well, we do.
Well, yes.
We go, we're with you.
We're the little lapdogs go chasing off after them.
Britain does. I mean, Russia does.
I don't know if you... Look, honestly, after the last couple of years... I don't know if America, if they reached out to England and said, hey, we really want to go into Iran, what do you say? I think the Poms would tell them to piss off. I genuinely do. You know, and for like 75 years of an alliance, you know, the relationship has been broken down to such an extent that I think the Poms would actually give serious consideration to go and saying, well, I don't know if we can rely on you guys.
I don't know whether it's that or whether they're actually wanting to show a different face.
Don't know. But anyway.
There's a lot of countries out there doing a great job.
But look,
and we're not one of them.
We digress.
Britain would like to be one of them.
We're digressing. The point I'm trying to make is...
What is the point you're trying to make?
No, the point I'm trying to make is if you don't like terrorism, don't bomb countries and create terrorists. It's creating hate. That's what this film is about. It is the cycle of hate, and it's caused by the cycle of fear. Fear begets hate, and hate begets hate.
And which even more hate.
And more hate, and more hate. You know, if you want to stop it, you don't give people more guns. It's like this ridiculous argument, you know, with the gun lobbies and everything like that. You don't fix the problem of too many guns by giving more guns to people with guns. You know, it just doesn't work.
Well, that's what they're also saying about this film is they just increase the police force and it just makes people angry.
Exactly
and that's
right.
when you get...
And everybody it's an ongoing problem. At some stage of the game, the stronger, which would be the police force, the stronger force has to step back. They have to be stronger and step back and say, look, let's not do this.
Give them a bit of space, see what
Give
happens.
them a bit of space, because all you do if you keep pushing somebody into the corner is you are just making them angrier and more desperate.
It's the fight-flight response.
You're ratcheting up the fear, and as long as you keep ratcheting up that fear, you ratchet up the hate.
It's a fight-flight response. If you've got nowhere to run, it's a fight.
Yep. So, from what we can take away from this film is
don't
invade countries.
Look, the film was shot well.
It was.
It makes you think.
Yep.
I love the fact that it was in black and white.
Careful. Yeah. Oh, I'm not a big fan of black and white.
I thought it was tasteful. It was done in a tasteful way.
That's the snob in you coming out.
I liked it.
Okay.
And so I actually think it was a good film. I
did too.
I think you have to be in the right state of mind when you watch it.
Yep.
No.
Well, I was pretty cranky, so yeah, I was in a good state of mind for it.
But as in...
it fitted my emotional landscape.
In a state of mind where you're willing to listen to all points.
Yeah. Do you think I was being too harsh and all of that?
A little bit, but that's because I like all fuzzy rainbows, cupcakes.
Yeah,
unicorns.
I know, but I mean, am I wrong though?
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that I like all fuzzy rainbows and cupcakes and unicorns. So that's another reason why I would give you a look over the microphone.
I know. Look.
I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying you shouldn't stay on your soapbox.
But
just be aware that when you stay on your soapbox, other people will do so as well.
See, this is it. Young men create fear. Older, richer people who have the power and have traditionally had the power look at these young people, and they are a threat to them. You know, and this is why they give the police force more guns, they give them more powers, and they give them more instructions to press down on them and to keep them down. And it doesn't work.
Unless it's 1984.
where there is no hope.
That's right.